and we are solving polynomial equations. The book teaches one method. It teaches to leave it in the form it's in. So if this is the example we're looking at, solve by graphing x cubed plus 3x squared equals x plus 3. They teach you to solve it like that. I'm going to teach you to put it in standard form and solve it that way. I think it's a lot easier to go this way because you only get one graph. Here you get two graphs and have to compare those two. So first thing you need to do is put it in standard form. X cubed plus 3x squared minus x minus 3 equals 0. Any question about how to get it to standard form?
Why is it minus 3 instead of just
Because I brought the x plus 3 to the left side. To do that, you had to subtract the whole thing.
So wouldn't it just be minus x plus 3?
No.
because you do minus x.
Subtract
minus
each of them.
Okay.
Subtract x, subtract 3. Alright, so in your calculator, get out your calculator. And what we're going to do... You want to go to y equals when you get out your calculator.
And then type it in?
And type that straight in. Let me know when you're ready.
How do you get the 3 exponent?
Hit
The
math.
caret button right here.
And then 3?
Yeah,
You can also hit math 3 and it'll give you like the.
yeah. Math 3 also puts you up there.
Okay, now what?
Did you type in the equation? X cubed plus 3x squared minus x minus 3. Alright, everybody ready?
No.
Alright, hold on.
Yes,
The graph?
of course.
Yeah, just a second. Let everybody type it in.
There we go.
And then what do we do?
Hold on. Let everybody type it in.
Okay. So how do we get the x3?
You can either use the caret button or math 3.
Now when you say caret, is it like
K-A-R-A-T.
gold caret?
Yes.
So the error then 3?
Yeah. Okay. From there, hit graph, and you should get something like this.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, before we go on, how many solutions should you get?
3.
3. How do you know that?
Because there's 3
No,
times
before
x
you
squared.
look at the graph, look at the equation. How do you know?
It's
It's cubic. Okay, cubic tells you there should be 3 solutions. Now, of those 3 solutions, they don't all have to be real. But in this case, they all turn out to be real solutions. Your solutions from the graph are where you're intersecting the x-axis. All right, in this case, it's pretty easy to tell. It appears to be -3, -1, and 1. Okay, but you got to check that because it could be like fractionally close to each of those points. So what you want to do is go to your table. But before you get a table, make sure yours is set up correctly.
Table.
Go to second window and make sure your independent variable is on ask. It needs to be on ask. Most of them should already be because I think we've done this before.
Mine's on that.
Okay, put it on ask. And then go to your...
Does it
What's-
matter
wait,
what the
wait.
other numbers
No,
are?
What
it
does
doesn't.
table start?
Nothing else matters except the independent variable.
So it doesn't need to be 0.
No. Okay?
I changed mine to
That's fine. Then go to second graph, and you should get, I don't know, some of y'all's tables might be blank right now. It doesn't matter.
Mine looks
'Cause you-
different.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
You can change all the entries now that you have the independent on ask. So just test the ones that we think the answer might be. So type in -3, -1, and 1, and it shows you that yes, those are indeed your 3 zeros.
How do you change the numbers again?
Just type over them.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's how we do solve by graphing. Yes.
What are your 3 zeros?
Your 3 zeros are -3, -1, and 1 in this case.
What did you change and what did you press? To like
Enter.
I did. It just went down.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's supposed to go down. It goes down to the next one. But you should have gotten 0 as your y value, did you?
Oh crap, I just.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's what you're looking for. Yes.
I didn't get what you got.
0, 0.
Okay, is your equation the same as mine? Go to y equals and check your equation.
It is.
Okay, I'll look at yours in a minute. All right.
Oh, you can't change it.
So we're here. So we understand the first example. Next, you need to write these formulas down in blue. They're more factoring formulas.
Yeah.
These are the sum of cubes and difference of cubes. Now when we apply these two formulas,
Is the exponent on the A of the second set of parentheses that a 2?
yes, that's a squared minus ab plus b squared. When we apply these formulas, there's only one step. You cannot factor any more than one step. This trinomial right here, when we get it to a trinomial here or here, that cannot be factored. So do not try to take it further than that step. Your example below, we have factor 8x cubed minus 1. In order for it to fit into those two formulas, your two terms need to be perfect cubes. Is 8x cubed a perfect cube?
No.
Yes.
How?
8 is a perfect cube 2 times. X cubed is a perfect cube x times. So the cube root of 8x cubed is 2x. So your a value from the formula is now 2x. Is 1 a perfect cube? Yes. 1 time. So your b value is now 1. So a is 2x and b is 1. And all you do is take those and plug it into the second formula because this is a difference of cubes. Alright? So all you do is get 2x minus 1 right here. What's a squared? 4x squared. A times b is 2x, and b squared, 1 squared, is 1. That's it. You're done right there. You do not try to take it further.
That's the answer.
That's the answer. Okay. Everybody got that? Now we're going to use those formulas also to solve polynomial equations. Right, Dad?
Wait. To get A, you do
You take the cube root
cube root.
of the first term. To get b, you take the cube root of the last term. Alright? Next one is solve 27x cubed plus 1. So we're still going to use those two formulas. Alright, when I solve a cubic, how many solutions should I have? 3. Alright, so just by looking at this, you should be able to tell me the a value is 3x, b is 1.
If there's always an x after the first thing, there's gonna be an x for A.
Yes. Yes. Alright, so now when you plug this into the formula, you get a plus b is 3x plus 1. A squared is 9x squared. A times b is minus 3x. And b squared is plus 1. This goes back to the formulas we just did. Does everybody understand how I factored it?
You just plug it in.
Yes. Okay. And you can't factor this any further. So we got to come up with our 3 solutions. We use the zero product property. If you can't just look at this factor and tell the solution is negative 1/3, can everybody look at that and tell? If you can't, what do you do to it? You take the factor, set it equal to 0, and solve. So when I take 3x plus 1, 3x plus 1, set it equal to 0. To solve for that, you subtract 1, and then divide by 3. There's one of your solutions, negative 1/3. But again, you should be able to look at that and tell. If not, just do what I just did. Now, what do we have here?
How did you get the 9x?
A squared. 3x squared is 9x squared. Right here you talking about? Okay. What's the easiest way to solve any quadratic equation?
Factor.
Quadratic formula.
Quadratic formula. Well, you can't factor. Remember, I said
Yeah,
you can't
never
factor this any further. So go straight to the quadratic formula, and that's what I did here. And here are my other two answers. 1 plus or minus I root 3 over 6, and here's your third one, which was negative 1/3.
It's like fun.